guys, here recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs as the Phillies defeat the Cubs by a final score of 8-0 as Brad Miller launches 3 home runs last night, ladies and gentlemen. He's the first Philly to hit 3 home runs in the game since Jason Worth in 2008. Now guys, before I get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. What a great performance out of the Phillies last night. Zach Eflin, a very solid outing. And like I just talked about, Brad Miller launching 3 home runs, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of them were not cheap. I mean, I'm just going to say that. A lot of them were not cheap. So that's the last Philly to do that since Jason Worth in 2008 against the Toronto Blue Jays. So it's been quite a bit of time. And as Matt Breen said, he witnessed both. So that's a good amount of history right there. And how about Jay Chirito stealing home after the Alec Bohm strikeout? That was something. That was really something too. First Phillies catcher to do that since Carlos Ruiz in 2007. So it's been quite some time. Since we've seen that. That's really athletic right there. I mean, I love to see that. So we win a series, a 4-game series on the road. So I give this team a lot of credit. I give them a lot of props for doing that. I understand the Cubs, they've been, you saw they were on that, 11-game losing streak. But this is still the Cubs. I mean, they're no slouch. This isn't the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is not an easy opponent by any means. It's not. So pick up the scoring summary. In the top of the second inning, as I just discussed, Alec Bohm strikes out. Jay Chirito steals home. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is just amazing. I mean, we witnessed some history right there. A lot of history we witnessed last night, right? The Brown Warrior 3 homers, Jay Chirito stealing home. I mean, I just love to see that, man. I mean, that's something really, really special. As the Phillies jump ahead 1-0. It's been quite some time, 14 years to be exact. And we pick it up top of the third inning. Brad Miller's first of 3. As Joe Girardi was getting a lot of heat for starting Brad Miller last night. As Brad Miller homers on the line drive to left center field. His 7th home run of the season, the other way for Brad Miller. And it's 2-0 Phillies. So solo shot to put the Phillies up 2-0. So at this point of the ballgame, I wasn't really feeling too good, right? I mean, I understand we had a 2-0 lead, but this still got a long way to go. We all know that Zach Eflin can run into trouble. And I like Zach Eflin a lot, but sometimes he has a tendency to, get himself in trouble. So, still got a long way to go here, ladies and gentlemen. I like the way we're going so far. Then top of the 5th inning, he does it again, ladies and gentlemen. The 2nd of 3. As Brad Miller homers on a fly ball to right field. A 2-run shot also scores Travis Jankowski. And the Phillies now take a 4-0 lead. I just love this, man. I mean, Brad Miller going off, right? We all know he's a streaky hitter. We all know that he's, was in the slump there for a while. It seems like, I think he's out of it. I think he's out of it. I mean, yeah, right? He's got to be out of it now. I tell you what, he's playing at a really good level right now. Right? I understand this is only one game. Hitting 3 homers in the game, I mean, you don't see that too often. You just don't. So that's pretty rare. So Brad Miller did that last night, 2-run shot. Then in top of the 7th inning, he does it again. The 3rd of 3 as Brad Miller homers on a line drive to right field. And the 2-run shot also scores Gene Segura. And that was Miller's 3rd of the game, 9th of the season. And it's now a 6-0 Phillies lead. Now, at that point, I felt pretty good. I mean, Brad Miller carrying this team on his back last night, ladies and gentlemen. Carrying this team on his back, right? So you just love to see that, right? I mean, that's just awesome. So he's doing the job right there. And then you see Bryce Harper come up and double. Then Didi Gregorius gets a hold of one on a fly ball to right center field. His 7th home run of the season, his 3rd since coming off of the injured list. And it's now an 8-0 ball game. So the Phillies lead 8-0. And that'll be your final. 8-0 your final scores. The Phillies shut out the Cubs and win the series. And this is the first time they've won a series of 4 or more on the road since 2017, September 2017. So it's been quite some time. So that's pretty pathetic. Think about it. Since September of 2017. I mean, that's nearly 4 years ago that this team has, finally won a 4-game series on the road. I mean, that is just absurd. I mean, really. I mean, you think about that, just goes to show you how bad we are on the road. So I love to take 2 out of 3 in Boston. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. But I'm really proud of this team for taking 3 or 4 of the Cubs. I went in a series, thinking we probably split, and we ended up winning the series. But Brad Miller, your Phillies hot player, and how could he not be the player of the game? 3 homers, the 3 hits, all of them being homers, 5 RBIs, scoring the 3 runs on the homers. Brad Miller, let's clap it up for Brad Miller. I tell you what, bamboo Brad, right? Bamboo Man. I just love to see this, right? I mean, doing his job last night. I mean, your Phillies not still player of the game. Gene Segura leads off, cracks the hit, did score a run on one of the many Miller homers. Bryce Harper also doubling and scoring on the Gregorius 2-run shot. And Luke Williams coming off the bench and doing his job. But JT Martinez has been called off a little. One thing he's done a good job with this year, and you can't take this away from him, is getting on base. I mean, 3 walks last night. I'm very happy to see that. Gregorius with a 3-hit night last night. This is another guy we need to get going, right? One of those hits being a 2-run home run to right center field. So we need to get this guy going, right? We really, really do. So we all know when he's healthy how good he could be, especially in our ballpark in the short porch in right field. We all know how good Didi Gregorius could be in our ballpark. I mean, we all know he's a streaky player. We all know he's been battling that little ankle soreness, but he just continues to. I understand he got a hit, but average now drops to 241. And Alec Bohm, I tell you, he shows some promise some games, and he just comes back and just doesn't deliver. Now drops to 237. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating out of Alec Bohm. I mean, really. I mean, it's just like when you think this guy's finally getting going, he just falls apart. I just don't know what to say anymore about that. And Travis Gronkowski, another guy that's really impressed me. I understand, a part-time player, and he's really done his job well. I understand. Remember, I think it was in June against the Nationals, we had that horrible base running play. Remember that? And everybody's like, DFAM. And since then, he's really done a good job. He's really, really done a good job. So I'm really, really proud of what Travis Gronkowski has been able to do, too, for us. As you take a look at Zach Eflin's start last night, 6 innings, 5 hits. He allowed no runs, shutout, and 1 walk in 5 strikeouts. So, and clap it up for Zach, too. I mean, great job. I mean, he's now 4-6 on the year. But the problem with Zach is that he's very inconsistent. So he can come out the next start and, probably go 3 innings, allow 6 runs. And that's the problem with Zach. I mean, you just don't know you're going to get out of him sometimes. I tell you, when Zach Eflin's on, he's on. He's not really a gray type of guy. He's black or white. I mean, you guys either great or he's not. Not much gray with Zach Eflin. I've talked about that before. Doesn't have the greatest stuff, but he just knows how to work with it, right? We all know how good he's done this year with the walks. He's done a very, very good job, without walking people, getting ahead in the count, not falling behind too often. He did walk 1 last night. But when it comes to walk department, Zach Eflin, the best in the business on this team. Archie Bradley, Hector Neris, Ranger Suarez all came in and did their jobs well. I've been very impressed with that. With the bullpen, 3 innings, they didn't allow 1 hit. They didn't allow 1 hit between Bradley, Neris, and Suarez. And I really, really like Ranger Suarez as the closer. I love it. I understand last night was, of course, not a safe situation. I really like him there. And I think the thing with Ranger is that he's a former starter. And, he can kind of be viewed as a middle reliever since he has starting experience. So him in a closer role, he's not the kind of guy that doesn't have a lot of stamina. He has a decent amount of stamina. Former starter. Started a couple of games for us in 2018. So that's the thing about Ranger is, if he wanted to switch roles, back to middle reliever, he could. So there's some versatility there, even in a, pitching staff role, which is really, really a good asset for this team, right? So that's the thing. I like him in the closing role because we all know we're having a lot of problems in the back end of the bullpen closing out games. The question has to be asked, is he a bigger asset in the back end of the bullpen or in the middle of the bullpen? I'd say right now in our current situation, he's a better asset at the back end of the bullpen because the arms we were using in the back end, later in ball games just weren't working out. Of course, we tried Hector Neris, oh my goodness gracious. I mean, for the, most of this season, briefly tried Jose Alvarado. That didn't work. And, Ranger Suarez now doing his job. I understand it's been very, very brief. But I've liked what I've seen of him. And like I said, I understand the last name is, of course, not the same situation. But so far, he's done his job in that role. He really, really has. I've been really, really impressed with him coming in the 9th inning like that. So I like him in that role. I really, really do. And like I said, he has versatility. Former starter. If you need him to change roles in that bullpen, he can. Like that. So if you want to go out and get a legit closer, he could go back to kind of the middle reliever job. And he was very, very good at it, right? I understand he, ran as, some trouble sometimes. Of course, we all do. But I was very, very impressed with this whole pitching staff last night. Zach Eflin did his job, just great. So Brad Miller makes history. So you just love to see that, man. 3 homers in the game since J-Dub. I mean, Jason Ward, J-Dub, as Bryce Harper likes to call him. 8-0 your final. I mean, this wasn't just, an 8-6 final score. No. This wasn't a 4-2 final score. This was an 8-0 victory, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be feeling good about this. So as you could tell, I am back home. So I got home this morning, had to get up at 4 a.m., had to go on a flight back to Philly and back here in Jersey. So I got in around 9:30. to unpack and such. So we're back in the regular home studio. Had a great time in Naples visiting my aunt and uncle. My uncle is a Cubs fan, so it was kind of made for an interesting week. Funny story, yesterday morning, the morning after we lost to the Cubs, he had his Cubs hat sitting out on the table when I was about to eat breakfast. So just to try to rub it in my face, but luckily we beat him, and I actually made a bet with him that if we lost last night, I would have to take a picture of myself wearing a Cubs hat and post it on my Instagram story. Thank God I did not have to do that. I mean, that really been something. I think a lot of people probably would have got a kick out of it, but it's just a nice little rivalry I had this week, so I had a great time there. But it's nice to be back home. Take a look at this upcoming Boston Red Sox series up in Boston, Massachusetts. Vince Velasquez on the mound for the Phillies, 3-3 with a 4.50 ERA. Going against Garrett Richards, 4-5 with a 4.80 ERA. Second game of series Saturday, 4-10. Matt Moore 0-1 with a 5.60 ERA, going against Perez 7-4 with a 3.89 ERA. And then finale Sunday, 1:10 the first pitch. As you have Aaron Nola 6-5 with a 4.53 ERA. Going against Nick Pivetta, former Phil, who was having a very solid season before. The ERA has climbed significantly though, up to 4.09. He's 7-3 with a 4.09 ERA. So it's going to be interesting to see Nick Pivetta going against his former squad. And then that is it for the first half of the season. Last night was game 85, so we're more than halfway through the season officially. But to wrap up the first half of the season for the All-Star break. So that's it. On Tuesday is the All-Star game. And yes, I will be recapping the All-Star game. Those who are asking, I will be. First half video, recapping the first half of the season coming out on, I believe, Wednesday. I'm going to get some videos out about then about the first half. Probably maybe have a guest come on, something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. We did that in 2019. Didn't do it last year because it was such a short season. So I'm looking forward to that. Some first half reviews. As you take a look at the around the league scores, the Nationals blew a massive lead to the Padres last night. You just love to see it. But the problem is that, I guess it's not a problem. I'm just glad to see Nationals lose, but I'm a big Max Scherzer fan, and unfortunately he just completely imploded. But you know what? I got to put the Nationals losing at it. I'm very, very happy that they lost. 98-year final, now 2 games under 500. As the Mets Pirates game was rained out. That was from the storm coming up from Florida. I actually experienced that on Tuesday. Just raining the whole entire day. And the Dodgers beat the Marlins 6-1. Your final score. I don't really care about the Marlins. Are really no threat to us. I just thought I'd just throw that in there. Love this jersey every time. Every time I put it on, I'm just amazed. I just love this combination with this hat and this shirt. I just think it looks fire. I think it just looks fire. So I just love it. I got tired of seeing the gray. I really, really do. So I'm glad we mixed it up a little bit with these red jerseys. I just love it, man. I think it looks absolutely fire. Tonight, 7:10, the first pitch, Velasquez and Richards. So what a historic week. Did anyone think about this? So we go to Chicago, Wrigley Field for 4, and then we go to Boston Fenway for 3. I mean, this is a historic week. This is a historic road trip. I mean, going to one of the most oldest famous ballparks around the league, to Wrigley to Fenway. I mean, that is pretty cool. I mean, that is pretty cool. I mean, I don't really think many people really thought about that, but that is pretty cool. After this, I will be covering the Home Run Derby. I will make a video about that, and I will be doing the All-Star Game. So guys, since you're watching this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, turn to social media, link in the description section. Have Phillies House of Instagram, check it out for Instagram, call or text 267-225-392. Email phillieshouse@gmail.com. Feels great to be back home. Did enjoy my time down there in Florida. 7:10 the first pitch tonight. Velasquez, Richards. Let's get it done. It's going to be a little difficult though. Like I said, back in the rotation, but we can still get it done. 2 out of 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. Great figure last night. The Bamboo Man coming through. I'll see you.